And if I hit the switch, I can make the ass drop.
Welcome to In the Vibe.
Look at this guy.
Anyways,
I'm Beastie.
and I'm DIZZ-E with a capital E. Anyways, so
And we are in the vibe. It's always going to be hyper. Welcome everybody. We want to thank you for joining us, and
thank you for joining us every week. Not just joining us now. And if you're new to this channel, right? Welcome. You're about to have some fun.
That's right.
Because that's what we like to do here, is have some fun.
So we thank you guys for subscribing, and always please remember to keep
subscribing. Leave the comments down below, and don't forget to ring that bell, ding ding.
That's right.
Okay, because they'll remind you every time we post a new video on, right? And so thank you. Wow, we have a lot of subscribers. Our subscriber list is going up, and our followers are going. Oh my gosh! Thank you.
So let's just get to it, guys. So DIZZ-E.
Yes.
What has been happening?
Man, our album is going, our single is going off the hook.
Thank you guys.
We just checked on our Spotify account, and wow, you guys are showing a lot of love. A lot of people out there showing a lot of love. Lots of love, thank you. Right? And so
yeah, we feel relevant.
Wow, I'm hyper, man.
Yeah.
Now this is good because we know we didn't do anything for 2 years, and we were working in the background, getting things ready and revved up and getting it ready and getting it going. And now you're hearing it. You're getting the results of that. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know, guys, we just want to thank you because when Diz and I started this out, we just wanted to send a message, with our rap songs. Not just we're just rapping to rap, but just to send a message in most of our songs. And you guys are picking it up and listening to it, and we just
feels good.
Yeah,
it feels
good inside.
I feel love.
Exactly.
I feel love, brother. Love feels love. Thank you.
Now I want to thank you. Oh no, wait, that's the South. That's the South church.
I want to thank you, Heavenly Father, for all that you have done. I want to thank you, Heavenly Father.
Watch out.
For all that you have done.
All right. Time out.
What?
He says it. Guys, you gotta tell him. Hey.
You guys love me.
You gotta tell him.
You love me.
Easy.
You love me.
Take it easy, dude.
You love me because you love me.
So let's.
These are my peeps.
Yeah, you are.
My peeps love me.
That's right.
They show me love. They show P love.
That's
they show E love.
That's
right. PE love. Anyway, so we're having a great time. Thank you for joining us. We love you guys. Thank you. Love the comments. Okay, we read them, and we do apologize. We know we don't respond back as often as we should, and we're bad hosts. Okay, but we will start responding back to them and responding back to you guys. Okay, and some of our regular fans constantly leaving good fans.
Thank you for those comments.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Right,
we really appreciate it.
Some of you are freaks out there. You my freaks.
So
I like my freaks.
So we thank you once again.
I didn't really see a lot of things happening this week.
Well,
the hearing started.
Yes,
the January 6th
hearings,
insurrection hearings have started. That's showing. They're showing a lot of evidence there, bro.
I'm hearing more and more about Clarence Thomas's wife.
Yeah, and
she's been more involved.
She's been. You didn't know she was.
I knew she was involved, but it wasn't like the way I'm hearing it, she's like contacting many of the politicians. Hey, watch out!
Bad boys, coming to get you.
Yes, and they're delving in deeper and deeper. They're even taking video cam of the recordings
the
during
bad boys are coming for you.
Yeah, so
they're coming after you.
I don't know if she thought that she had power.
Holy
because
smokes, man! Like I couldn't believe what
yeah.
she did. She was part of the whole insurrection.
Yeah.
She was part of the plan, and that's coming out. It's come out now, and it's been out before, right? She's one of those QAnon theorists, right? She believes in a lot of that crap. Okay. And so, you know what? I just gotta say, I gotta say this. You know what? No, nobody else is saying it, but I'm gonna say this. I want to ask the Republicans, what does Trump have on you? Seriously, think about it. I'm talking about the Republican leaders, the Senate and Congress. Just tell me something, okay? Come on, be honest. What does he have on you? Because there's no way you guys believe half of that crap that he's selling. Okay, because you guys are educated. He's got some dirty on you. What's dirty? Like Chris Rock would say, you got some dirt on you.
But he's a businessman.
No, he's got some dirt on them, man. Like he's got something on them because they're all falling in line no matter what he does, right? So just a quick question, right? Have you noticed that more that the Republicans go against pedophilia and all this, and the more that they're actually doing it?
Yeah.
Right? And like, you know, think about that. Though I want you to think about it. I don't like conspiracy theories and stuff like that, but I believe, honestly, Trump has something on each of them.
He probably does.
Right? And this is why they're fall in line, because he probably just shows them their file and says, "Yeah, remember this." Go ahead, talk bad about me because I'm coming to get you. Right? And you guys must have done something really bad that Trump has on each of you, right? That you were falling in line. Because if you guys had half of the balls that Liz Cheney has,
I have to admit, Liz Cheney is impressing.
She's embarrassing the Republican Party, man.
Yeah.
You guys are an embarrassment. Anyways, you know what? It doesn't matter because the Democrats aren't even going to take advantage of the whole situation, and this is going to be just yet another thing like those big, you know, when they were going to impeach him and it was going to be over. That was it. The Democrats have him. Nah, they don't really push it. They don't actually show anything that's really viable that they could have gone after him. Yeah. I thought about 100 things that they could have gone after him during those impeachments, and they didn't mention any of those. They did the dumbest little things that he did. That's why, like, why would they want to impeach him for those stupid little things?
Well, I know,
But this time, you guys have a chance, right? And the DOJ, man, I'm sure they're doing something. I'm not going to say anything bad about the DOJ, the Department of Justice, okay, in the States. I think they're doing things in the background right now, investigating things, and they just don't want Trump leaving the country. Let's hope that's the case, right? Or any of his, like, these senates and these senators and these congressmen, they just don't want them. They're flight risks, right? Because these guys probably got some island somewhere, right? It's called a Republican island somewhere over Republica.
Well, there's one thing's for sure. It's getting messy.
It's
messy.
messy.
And I think, going back to Clarence Thomas's wife, I think she has to come up. And I think she will be interrogated and investigated because
she's already refused, man.
No, she can't refuse.
All of those Republican people have refused to show up, and even if they said that they've sent them those, what are those subpoenas?
Yeah,
right?
subpoenas.
And none of them are actually coming to it because they're not even following up on after a subpoena. Now here's the problem, people, and you tell me if you agree or disagree with me. If P or I or any of you out there were subpoenaed to show up in front of a judge or any kind of a person of higher authority, you have to go, right? And if you refuse, then they put charges against you, right? And you would be picked up from your job, from your house, you'd be dragged out, put in prison, right? And you wouldn't even get bail, right? Because you didn't show up for the first time, so you're a flight risk. And they don't think you'll show up again for the next hearing. So they hold you until the time you're ready to speak, right? So, and this is what I don't understand. You guys they're doing all these subpoenas, and you know the Republicans are just laughing. They're just like, subpoena. I didn't get it. They didn't send me a subpoena. They didn't send me a letter that they wanted me to speak, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Is the Democrats actually don't have the balls to go and actually arrest them. Arrest the ones that don't show up, have them arrested, have them indicted, have them coming into and be held in prison, right? Until they actually want to speak. And then, because it's not forcing them, because subpoena is a legal document requiring you to attend, right? And if you refuse, then there's consequences. Okay, and to me, it feels like the Republicans never get any consequences.
I don't see it in this way, and I don't know what's going on with the Democrats. I believe that there is something more that we're missing.
Streak?
Yeah, so that we're missing.
The yellow streak behind the back, like there's a chicken there.
Because this is their chance to stump. I do agree with you. I don't.
They've
know.
had so many chances, man. They just blow them, right? You know what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen in September, November, September, October, November. You know what's going to happen in these races? Republicans are going to take back the Senate. They're going to take back the Congress, right? And guess what's going to happen, Democrats? You're not getting back in, because if they get back in, right, then Trump's going to get back in as a president, and then you can say bye-bye to your freedom, bye-bye-bye, right? I'm not joking, because that will be the final president of the United States, and after that, you guys will be, the states will be dictatorship, right? And you know what? That it's just going to pass on to family, like Saddam Hussein's families, like, you know, they're just going to keep passing the leadership over to their family members, and you're never going to be free again. And you can bet you're going to have some work camps, and Trump's going to be putting you guys in these boxes and get crates and in little prisons. Right?
Please don't let this man become president again. That's all I ask.
Don't make my prediction come true.
Yeah, please don't make his prediction come true.
Okay. But I'm just telling you, because if the Democrats don't take advantage of this last opportunity to have him stop him from running for president or taking any part in any kind or any role in any part of politics, right? Because they can, right? But I'm hoping they'll do the right thing, but I very, very, very doubt it they will. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, enough about them. Enough about Trump's idiot.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about Republicans, that I guess goes to the next topic with the shooting. I know we keep talking about the shooting, but it keeps happening. You know, we heard about a shooting recently in Alabama. 2 people were killed. 1 person was shot, and it was in a church.
Was it 3?
Yeah, I think I heard 3 people were shot, but I think 2 were dead. Maybe the numbers have changed.
Yeah,
so,
okay. We always do.
Yeah, exactly.
These things, right?
So I mean, it was in a church again, you know, and I remember growing up in the church that was supposed to be one of the safest, if not the safest place. And now you're hearing people going inside just shooting.
Well, that's
everyone.
like they were going into the mosques.
Yeah. It's just
in Australia, it happened in New Zealand. It happened in New Zealand.
Yeah.
It happened in other places, right? So I mean, let's get real, people, okay? If you hate people, okay, at least respect their religion. Don't go into a place of religion to go kill somebody. If you're a God-fearing person and you go to a religious place to go shoot people, right? You're not religious. Okay, you can't quote Bible, you can't talk about the Bible, right, and say you're a Christian or you're a Catholic or you're a Muslim or you're something and you're killing people.
It's just sad.
There's nowhere in the Bible that says God says go kill a colored person. There's nowhere that says go kill a Jewish person. There's nobody in the Bible that says go kill a Muslim. There's nowhere in the Bible in any religious document that tells people to kill other people. It's love. Show love, show respect. Be respectful to your neighbor. Man, you don't have to be a scientist, okay, to understand this, okay? You just have to, I love you, B. Come here, show us some love. Show us some love. See? Love makes the world go round and makes us both smile.
No, but I mean, it's just sad because
you want another one? Come on, bring it in.
No, but
if we had an audience, they'd be going, Peter, hug.
No.
Hug.
This is like the new Bert and Ernie. This is the new Bert and Ernie. Ernie! So, no, I mean, it's just.
You know what? Instead of shooting, reach your arms out and hug someone.
That's Diana Ross. Reach out and touch someone.
I didn't say touch someone, man. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. I don't want you to reach out and touch someone because you'll go and get arrested. Okay? Just reach your arms out and say, "Come on, bring it in, hug it out, hug it out." If you're a psychopath and you're gonna go kill somebody, just go and hug somebody. Go hug your mom and dad.
Guys, he's wired today, guys.
So, seriously, I'm not joking. Person just doesn't have a lot of love in their life.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Right? If you know somebody's a psycho and they're giving you that psycho smile, hug them. They might just need a hug.
We just hope that, little by little, just change the laws with the gun control, please.
Oh man, that's not gonna happen. You know it, and I know it, and everybody knows it. Yeah, because you know what? It's okay to kill kids, but it's not good to stop those guns from being sold.
Wow.
That's just the law in America.
Okay.
Anyways, and
so we'll go to the next one.
What about in the hip hop world? What's happening in the hip hop world?
So we're hearing about Jay-Z and Dame
Don't Stop.
So it's Jay-Z and Dame Dash with this issue of Dame Dash trying to sell parts of this album, the latest album, in NFTs. And also, I think they seem to have a settlement now from both of the guys. But the real problem is that Dame...
See what Snoop Dogg started? Everybody, all these performers want to be on the NFT.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
And so I think, hey, I want to be on the NFT. Do you mind if I go on the NFT? Are you going to disagree with me?
I will disagree with you.
Oh, there, I'm going to go to court.
But Dame owns 1/3 of Rockefeller. And Jay-Z tirelessly has been trying to buy this.
Him out.
Yeah. But
nah, don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
And this is the main issue because Jay-Z is basically trying to own as much as he can. I'm not saying Jay-Z's a bad guy because we talked about this too privately when Jay-Z when DMX passed away, and Jay-Z bought 20 million of DMX's catalog royalties, and he spread it among DMX's children.
Yeah, but that's not that. It was only because of my son. Like, my son went in at, he knew, Jay-Z knew what he needed to do. Okay? It's serious, man. Okay? You know when Jay-Z raps about all those things that happened in Brooklyn,
and Bronx,
right?
Yeah.
In the Bronx? Most of that didn't happen to Jay-Z. A lot of that happened to my son. He knew my son growing up, and most of that rap about the gangsters, the streets, and all that. That's my son's life.
Yeah.
Okay? And my son's, if you guys don't know who my son is, my son is one of the best rappers, I think, that's been around for a long time. Underrated. It hasn't been. People haven't been showing him love. He's been offered contracts and deals, and he was actually offered with Rockefeller's records, and but he was going to get signed on, and then instead he was in the crime, went on the streets in Brooklyn, and he went to jail, and he was promised a contract when he came out, didn't get it. He was okay, he did well on his own, and now he's the guy's trying to stop young people from going to doing street gangs and getting involved in drugs and stuff like that. He's sending a positive message through his rap albums, right? Conscious rap, man. He is brilliant. He can out-rap anybody freestyle, right?
That's the point.
That's the thing, is this guy because of him is why Jay-Z is doing that for DMX family, because if it wasn't for my son, Jay-Z, you know what would happen.
Now listen.
I'm not making any threats.
No, I'm a Jay-Z fan, and
really,
I know many people in the States. No, this has to be said. Many people in the States keep saying that Jay-Z is the best rapper of all time because of the catalog. I have to be honest with you. I believe that DMX, like raw street rap energy, DMX was better than Jay-Z, and I know people out there might start criticizing about that.
I know about 100 other rappers that are better than Jay-Z.
Wait,
okay, Jay-Z's not one of my. He's not even in the top 5. He's not even in my top 5.
But he's not in my top.
He's not even in my top 10.
He's not in my top 10.
He's not in my top 20. Okay, so.
But I know many American.
But you know what? I know a lot of those rappers that own his label and everything. Okay, yes, he's a good rapper.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a great rapper.
I'm not a Jay-Z fan, but you know what? I give him respect.
The
guy came from the Bronx. came out there and did his thing. He did his hustle. Look at now, he's a billionaire or millionaire. He's not quite a billionaire yet.
But
right?
he came under Big E.
But he came up with behind Big E.
Yeah.
Okay, he was behind Big E.
Yes,
okay,
but
so
Big Daddy Kane.
If Biggie was still alive and Tupac was still alive, none of these other guys would be. None of these other guys would have seen the day of light. No, I'm not telling you. They wouldn't have seen this light of day.
Wow.
Okay, and those two, and if they by now they would have probably been friends again, and they would have squashed their beefs, and they would have been doing albums together. My God, I can't believe that would have happened, right? But just imagine that. Just take a moment to think about that, right? And there's a lot of other rappers that just haven't got the break. And I've listened to these other guys, indie artists. I listen to them, and there's some guys that can out rap a lot of these guys that are mainstream guys right now, right?
Exactly.
But the mainstream guys get, hey, I have nothing against anybody. I have a love for everyone, but you know what? See, this is why we gotta support the indie rappers. Because the indie rappers are the ones, and indie musicians, rockers, funk, everything. You guys gotta go look at these people, right? Because when you see some of these indie guys, right? All they need is a break, and so everybody's searching for their piece of pie, right? And so that's good.
Yes, and we're gonna keep promoting you guys as well. And
if there's any indie rappers out there or any other musician that wants us to interview you, or you want to have us play your music here, just send us the rights to play your music on our show. We will. And when let us know, call, write us. Okay, you can write us here, and you can leave comments, and you can contact us. There's ways to get to our Facebook, everything, right? And give us a call. Because we support indie rappers, indie musicians, and indie artists, right? Anyways, because we're indie.
Yeah, we are.
So
we are.
Okay, we know how tough it is, and so we really want you to do well. Okay, and we support you all. Right? Even if you're mainstream, we love you guys. Indie rappers, we love you guys. Okay, but I'm encouraging a lot of our fans to look on the internet and find some of these indie people, indie artists, and support them. Man, there's just some real good stuff out there.
Yeah, I agree. So going on, we'll talk about WWE.
WWE news. All right, ready? If you're ready for this. We're about to drop some news on you, some powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, guys.
Don't get me started. Here's our WWE news.
So, we're hearing about Vince McMahon, and it doesn't sound good.
You're fired!
Well, I think he will be fired because basically there have been many accusations about him, sexual allegations.
Yes, right.
From former WWE employees.
Female employees.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Not just against him.
That's right.
But also against
John Laurinaitis.
Yes. Right. This is a shock. Actually, is it?
No, because we've been hearing about.
Like I just heard myself say that, and I just went. It's a shock because the rest of the world, but. I think most people knew this stuff was happening.
Yeah. But Vince admitted, well, not this latest one, but he admitted sleeping with many of the female
wrestlers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He didn't say which names, but he has admitted. But it must be so much on Stephanie, because Stephanie has the issue, with her husband Triple H.
She's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
By the way, Triple H.
Yeah, we're pulling
I hope
for
you feel better soon, man, bro, man. Like seriously, you know what? One of the best wrestlers.
Yeah,
ever. He went from wrestling to being management, and he created NXT, right? And so I really feel bad for you, Triple H, because you are an awesome guy, man. Seriously, right? And Stephanie McMahon is just like she's just a diamond, man.
Yeah, she
the whole everybody, seriously. But our best wishes to
Triple H.
Yeah. I'm sure you're doing really well already, and you're in good health. Get back in there, right? I know it's gonna be a while before you get back in the ring. I don't think you're gonna get back in the ring, but you'll be back in. We'll see you on TV.
Yeah.
We look forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Exactly. And I remember with Triple H growing up with him, you know, with DX, he was like one of the proper bad guys, and I hated him for so long. But now, as I'm getting older, I kind of miss him. I miss his aura, you know, in WWE. So we are, you know.
Yeah, he really brings it out, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And he brings out. He really knows how to find talent.
He does.
Right. And
Yes.
so back to Vince McMahon, right?
So with Vince, he's still able to have creative control.
Yeah, he's still gonna be working, but he should. That's where he actually belongs. Is in creative, because he is a very creative person, right? And remember, he created The Undertaker.
Yes,
I
remember. Yeah.
And of Kane and the DX and all that, right? So see, he created a lot of characters that are big, that just hard to replace.
Yeah, it would be tough to replace that.
But you know, it's sad, right, that this is happening. It happens in a lot of industries.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? I'm all for the Me Too movement. I'm glad it's happening. I'm glad people are making people aware of this. It's very important. Okay? And it's a very important movement.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Not taking anything away from that movement.
Yes, we do, Sam. So we support
you
guys.
And if it did happen, and those people should get punished.
Yes.
Right? I'm all for the punishment. I'm all for that. Right? But it's just...
Just be strong and say what
if it's happening to you now, something happening to somebody now, speak up.
Yes, exactly.
Okay? Even if you're not in Hollywood and you're just a regular everyday citizen, right? You know, if something like that is happening, speak out about it. Go to local authorities, right?
Exactly.
Nobody can threaten your life, right? And if somebody does, go protect it. Go to the authorities. Okay, go to a lawyer, go speak to someone, speak to a counselor, speak to somebody. Okay, because it's very important to actually speak out. And you have a voice. Your voice needs to be heard. Right?
Exactly.
When you wake up in the morning and you open up an eye, you turn from the clock and you look to the sky. What's the weather doing? Is it wet or dry? Who knows? What's the weatherman?
Good morning, everybody. I am Bass P, and this is DIZZ-E, and we are in critical opinion from Czechia.
See my American smile.
All right. Now the weather today is.
You know I'm honest when I got that smile.
As you say so. So the weather today is sunny but partly cloudy, and with maybe a 10% chance of rain.
And no meatballs.
And no meatballs.
Isn't that great?
That's right.
Oh!
Stay classy.
It's getting hot out there.
Just to remind you that this weather report has been brought to you by In the Vibe News, and we want to thank you for just staying classy as you are.
And now, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Regularly scheduled program.
All right.
Now
back to our regularly scheduled program. That's a real tongue twister.
Yes,
right?
Regularly scheduled.
Anyways, back.
Boom. So guys, let's talk about
In the Spotlight.
Yeah, in the Spotlight.
In the Spotlight.
That's right.
This week we have the Beastie
Boys. All right.
Mama. Yeah, boy.
This rap group has been one of the most recognized and most rewarded and awarded rap groups of all time.
Man, they're amazing.
Yeah.
They're like, I remember when I first heard one of their songs, I was just like, wow, these guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Basically, they were the pioneers of MTV rap. Maybe they don't get their just due because, you know, I know I have to say this. I know people don't like to talk about it, but because there were white rappers.
Yeah, but when you say that, then people say, oh, white privilege.
Well, that's what they say. They're saying.
But that's what the people say. Is, because they were white rappers, so they have white privilege. Okay, probably true in some cases, in some ways. Okay, but one thing I do like about them, they stayed true to who they are. They never changed anybody. They never changed They changed their styles. They mixed it up and did something different, but they never left who they were.
Yes.
They stayed true to who they were and what their style was. They didn't let any record producer change their image. They didn't let any record image change the way they wanted to be, right? They did what they wanted to. These guys were out of Brooklyn, New York, right? And they met at NYU.
That's right.
And they were actually three white blokes, Jewish guys,
middle class Jewish guys.
Jewish guys, middle class, and they originally started off as a punk band.
That's right.
Okay, and then they really liked hip hop music as well, right? So their first album was about just making crank calls, which is actually very popular, which actually became really popular. They put some rap music with the scratching and everything in the background, and they would make calls, crank calls, and record them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were nasty.
Yeah, these guys were basically the pioneers of rock rap. So when you think about Limp Bizkit and Korn,
I think more punk rap.
Punk rap, rock rap. I mean, these were the guys.
Yeah.
These were the first original guys. And no matter what anybody says, the Beastie Boys were the staple for this. So when we talk about the origins, where they come from, like you said, they come from the punk groups, and they were basically coming from different groups, all intertwined together.
They were well known in the punk band, in that sort of groups and those that population, those fans. They were quite popular.
Yeah, that's right.
And the fact that they were able to do a crossover into hip hop from punk, which is kind of interesting, because in the state, in the UK, a lot of rappers were part of punk bands.
That's true.
Right? And then they switched over, and when hip hop became more popular, then they sort of separated from their punk and their punk bands and went into single artists as rappers. Right? They did really well.
Yeah, but I think that's what helped them too when they evolved later on, because they always had a foot in the door in each type of music genre. So it was always kind of two groups of fan bases coming to them. So I think it's still a great thing about it.
And they're still good.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so we'll talk about the principal members. The first one was MCA, Mike D, and Ad Rock, if I said it right. Ad Rock,
yeah.
Yes. And they were founded, like you said, in New York City in 1981, coming from, like you said, a middle-class Jewish community.
And from New Jersey. They were from New Jersey and New York, Manhattan, different areas of Brooklyn, right? So these guys were already probably at that time involved in a lot of rap music, and probably heard a lot of it, because that was sort of the center of rap music at that time.
Yeah, exactly,
well,
exactly.
Right?
So, and I remember, I think they originally started like in a quartet with a girl, if I remember, Kate Schellenbach, but for reasons, of not collaborating well, they decided that it would be only three guys.
Yeah, she was a drummer.
Yeah, she was a drummer. She was a cool drummer. Right? Yeah. So. And she still plays for certain local groups as well.
Yeah.
They signed with Def Jam. And when they signed with Def Jam, actually, when that song came out, I forgot if it was like Cookie, but I won't say the full name, but it was a raunchy song. And
really raunchy.
They met Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin.
They actually brought Rick Rubin in first as a DJ, because they did that sort of a funny album with the rap music, with the scratching, and then they did the raunchy lyrics over top of it, and those crank calls, right? They realized they became really popular, and now they actually when they're going to do this on tour, they need a DJ. So they got Rick Rubin.
That's right.
And who was also from NYU.
That's right.
Right? And
if you remember Rick Rubin was schoolmates with Simmons.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Russell Simmons. Thank you. Russell Simmons. And they made Def Jam.
Yeah.
Def Jam
they
Records.
created Def Jam Records from the dorms of the university.
Wow. Can you believe
that?
that?
Oh man, that's awesome.
So with the hits that were keep on coming, they made a brief tour with Madonna. Madonna recognized them.
And think about this. They went on tour with Madonna. Madonna wanted them on their tour.
The Virgin tour, yeah.
Even before they released an album. They hadn't even released a full album.
That's right.
Okay. And Madonna wanted them to go on tour with
Yes.
with her, and she did, and they did, and right after that, they went on a tour with Run DMC.
Yeah.
So this is before they released any album.
That's right.
Okay, any
Yes.
rap album. Like this is just because they were so popular among people, among their fans. They had such a following already,
Yeah.
right? And so, and this is without social media.
That's
without
true.
anything.
I mean, you gotta
These
respect
guys
them.
were like they were in every club, every
Yeah.
concert. They were doing all these shows, right?
Yeah.
And so they had a huge following.
Yeah.
That's why Madonna asked them, like, hey,
Yeah,
come
why
on my
not?
tour, right?
Oh, and by the way, this has to be addressed as well. Many of the black fans at first really didn't like the Beastie Boys on stage at first because you have Run DMC, LL Cool J, Houdini, and then these guys come in.
They were the opening act.
Yeah, but the thing is, when they rapped, they weren't trying to rap black. They were just being themselves, and they eventually gained,
Well, what would happen is they would come out on the stage,
Right.
and people were like, "Hey, we want LL Cool J, we
Right,
want all
right,
these
yeah.
other people, right? Bring on Public Enemy and everything like
Yeah,
that."
yeah.
They were like this, but they didn't care. They were just having fun on
exactly,
stage. They kept
exactly.
rapping, and by the end of their session,
Right.
people fell in love with them.
That's right.
And they, girls would rush to the stage, started rushing to the stage.
Right.
They just thought these guys were like, oh, so much energy. And then the crowd eventually, like at the beginning, boo, to, hey, this is really good. This is
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, wow, these guys energy. Because
Exactly.
that's what they brought. That's the other thing.
That's right.
They brought a lot to the stage.
That's
They
right,
put on a
performance,
show.
yeah,
They put on a
exactly.
show. And Chuck D from Public
Public
Enemy,
Enemy, yeah.
he said that they were backstage when they opened up for them and other people that LL Cool J and all these guys were watching these guys. They were going, damn, these guys like know how to put on a show,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
And we gotta go on after that, right? Because most rappers at the time, they weren't really doing a lot of stage performance. They would just stand there and go, hey, oh, hey, follow up, hey, come on in the back, yell this, and so they would just sing like they were singing in the studio.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there wasn't a lot of hype. People hyped it up because they liked their songs, but there was no stage hype, right? That there was no this. And then when they came out the same way. And that sort of inspired Chuck D. Watching them inspired them to start putting on a stage show, right? And LL Cool J started he was already doing LL Cool J's. You guys are too young, but when he performed, woo, that guy brought on energy. He's one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah.
He's one of
Smooth,
my
tough, raw.
he's like my third favorite rapper.
Above Jay-Z?
No, not Jay-Z, right?
No, above Jay-Z. Above.
Yeah. He's way Jay-Z's somewhere in the 50s, 60s, right? From right.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
LL Cool J,
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
touch us. Can't touch him. Okay, the guy can freestyle, the guy can rap, the hard rap, love rap, soft rap, right?
Yeah.
Conscious rap. The guy can do everything. You know why? Here's the thing, and I think you'll agree with me.
Yeah.
Okay, Beastie Boys never collaborated with anybody because they didn't have to, because they were themselves, and
That's
they
a
kept
good point.
evolving
That's a good
and
point.
kept evolving. If you listen to any of their albums, go check out any of their history.
Yeah.
They never collaborated with any other artist.
Yeah.
They opened up for them. They went on tour with them,
Yeah.
but they never did any collabs with any of them, right?
Wow, wow.
That's why they were long lasting. That shows that it wasn't just because they were white privilege,
Yeah.
or because they were just a white Jewish
Rappers.
kids rapping and trying to imitate black. They weren't trying to imitate anybody. They, like you said, they were themselves.
Yeah.
Right? So they came out and they rapped. And think about all the other rappers from that era.
Yeah.
Right? You know
yeah.
why they have longevity? Because every year, every so often, they had to collaborate with younger rappers,
That's true.
and to sort of evolve with the younger rappers. They
true.
collaborated with younger rappers, which made them relevant, right? And even your boy there that you've been talking about, right?
Which
Come
one?
on, The one that you keep thinking I like him.
Jason.
See, I can't even say his name. Okay, anyways,
You know
who we're talking about. Even he had to make himself continue. He continues to make himself relevant. Why? Because when he was going, he was like starting to fade out. Alicia Keys, and then with Eminem, then Justin Timberlake.
I would have taken New York song.
Right? And then he's Kanye West came along. Ooh, new God. Right? Attach myself to him. Yeah. They constantly had to attach themselves to somebody else to keep them relevant. Yeah. Right? That's what changed their styles. Right? So this is the thing about that I respect about the Beastie Boys. They never had to do that with anybody.
Yeah. So as the time went on, good timing and a clever blend of hard rock samples and a product fraternity boy posturing type of flavor, it turned to their next album, it's probably their main first album, Licensed to Ill, which the hit single still plays today on MTV. You Gotta Fight
for the right to party. Yeah, here, let's listen to this.
Yes,
this is awesome, man. Oh,
wow. Wow, what a great hit. You know, when I first saw that video as a kid, I mean, these were bad boys. They were kissing and making out with girls, and the girls let them. I'm like, what kind of party is this? And why didn't I come in? But anyway,
you were too young.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You were a baby face.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, Mommy, Daddy, can I please watch this? No, Peter, go study your books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was true. That was actually
Here's my book. I'm a doctor. I want to be a doctor.
Oh,
right?
I want to be a bad guy.
But I want to be a rapper. One day I want to be a rapper.
Okay. Anyways,
so I mean,
that's why you never heard about it.
Exactly.
That's why you never went to those parties.
That's true.
You were a good boy.
I don't want to be a good boy.
You were. So was I. So I'm the one to talk. Right?
So when the video came out, I mean, this was a staple for MTV. And as you know, they became kind of the poster boys for MTV as like the bad boys, you know, not listening to anybody, having parties, kind of almost nearly pornographic parties. But, you know, their album sales, that's what people don't talk about. They sold up to 10 million records from that, I mean, alone. That was
10, that's not 20.
I think it was 10, maybe. And they were the number one.
20 million. I think 20 million.
Possibly. And they were the number one on the Billboard charts. And there were no rap Billboard charts back then.
No.
There were number one in the Billboard charts. So, I mean, that says a lot. And and again, I know we keep saying,
but you know what? So these, like, come on. These guys are actually, in a lot of people... Chuck D, LL Cool J have often said there's probably one of the best rap groups.
Yes.
Okay, not rap members of a group right? But actual rap group.
That's right.
Right, and they were the ones to first win the first Grammy for a rap group, the best rap group, best album, right? And
we'll talk about.
Right? It's,
That's true.
Anyway,
so we talk about how they, you know, after moving from Def Jam, they went to Capitol Records for their 1989 release, Paul's Boutique. Well, strategically, it was appropriating retro funk influences, but it's adding an acoustic dimension to digital sound collage techniques learned from Rick Rubin and Grandmaster Flash. It wasn't so.
Actually, that you can see the influence in that album.
Yeah, that's true.
Grandmaster Flash and Rick Rubin's DJ methods and the production of the music.
It didn't get the acclaim like the first album, but I mean, there were just still wonderful hits in that.
Thing is, they can put out an album like today, and there's those people like you know.
They knew how to promote.
That just are probably like you know, in their 40s and 50s now. Right. That will still buy their music because they have a loyal following. Right. So they'll still outsell a lot of the rappers now because they have a long-term fan base.
Yes, they do.
Right.
And it's like they appear intermittently, but when they come out with a bang. That's what we're talking about here. So. The band launched the Grand Royal record label in 1992. In addition to the Beastie Boys, its roster included the alternative girl group Lucius Jackson, the Australian singer-songwriter Ben Lee, that's right,
and the German techno act right?
Atari Tanache, yeah, Riot. And the Check Your Head album, this is when the Beastie Boys first released on Grand Royal, on their label. It featured a collection of radio-friendly rhymes that layered pop culture references over distorted funk instrumentation. Yep. And the group's next album, the third, Communication, had a similar sound. And the music video for the hit single Sabotage, which is actually one of the most popular videos. It had kind of the 70s television type of police drama style to it. And it was in almost every market for this video. So again, when these guys come out, they come out in a bang. You know what? Should we listen to it?
Sabotage.
Let's listen to
Sabotage
right now.
Yeah, here you go.
Wow, I mean, it's just such a great hit. So the band took on an electronic turn on the Grammy-winning Hello Nasty. And
that was in 1998?
That was in 1998, that's right. And this scored another hit with the single Intergalactic. Now, first of all, if you haven't heard Intergalactic, it was the first video that you would see kind of this robotic, intergalactic vibe, spacey vibe type of feeling. But it's a hit that we have to listen to. You know what? Let's listen to this.
You want to listen to that? Intergalactic.
Yeah. Intergalactic. Wow.
Don't you tell me to smile. You stick around and make it what you want.
Wow. So, but by the way, this is what DIZZ-E was talking about. This was the first time ever that a group won a Grammy Award for rap album and the alternative music. Nobody has won an album combined like that before, and this is why we're saying that they might be one of the greatest because.
And when they came out, though, except that they were doing all that dancing and jumping around and kicking.
Yeah, exactly.
They were them. They were being themselves.
Exactly.
At the Grammy Awards, right?
Exactly.
Which made it more realistic, which made their fans kind of get more hyped about them, right? And they weren't like that typical, oh, thank you for that space, we appreciate this, and we want to thank the Grammy Board, and we want to thank everybody else, and the people. They didn't do any of that. They just came out there and had fun, and they were being the Beastie Boys, right?
Yeah.
And
So when they continued on in 2001, Grand Royal folded as a result of the slow sales and the mountain depths that was happening, and the Beastie Boys returned to Capitol Records for the 2004 release To the Five Boroughs. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good album.
Yeah, it is.
And the Five Girls, right? It's it was a comeback sort of an album. But they don't really have a comeback album because every time they put out an album, it's really good.
It's a hit. I mean, every time. So there's something, always a message or something interesting that just catches your ear. The instrumental hip hop album, The Mix Up, represented a return to basics and its fusion of funk, Latin, and lounge music. Won the band another Grammy for the instrumental. I mean, these guys were winning Grammy. Like we said before, it's not even so consistent. They just come intermittently.
It was their 8th studio album.
Wow!
Right, and
wow.
that's like that's at the time that was big.
Yeah.
Having 8 albums, because now people are just throwing albums out like this, right?
Yeah.
But there's a difference though.
Yeah.
Okay, people that put out an album like every 3 months or 4 months, right, or even 6 months,
Right.
It's good, but they're just factory Xeroxing their albums, and the songs haven't really changed. It's very similar to their, and then they wonder why their songs didn't do well, because they're not really putting any thought to it. They're just getting somebody's music, and they put the music and put the lyrics on it, and then boom, 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 they talk about nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Or it's very similar to their previous album, right? And so when artists put out albums that quick, I think that's it doesn't always work out, right? And so these guys were putting effort into each of their albums, and a lot of the older rappers, the older performers, the older artists, they never put out 3 or 4 albums a year.
Yeah.
Right? I understand though, because of the social media, like Spotify, Apple too. You have to stay relevant, and you have to almost release an album so often because the fans, so many fans are listening to it, and their thing is that people might not listen to the same album over and over again, right? And so I mean,
let's recount.
Yeah.
Okay, in the 80s, they were number 1 on the Billboard charts. No other rapper or rap group was like that.
Yeah.
In the 90s, they won 2 Grammys at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in 2007, in their 3rd decade, they got notoriety again from winning a Grammy for instrumental. I don't know in 3 decades how a rap or rap group has reached the top like this. You know, I mean, we have to give them their just due. This rap
I mean,
group,
their next, like I said, but their next album,
right?
Hot Sauce Committee Part 1,
right?
That didn't come out until 2009.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, can you imagine that?
Like, you know, 2007, and then 2 years later, they put out another album.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
But unfortunately, Yauch, one of the members, was diagnosed with cancer in July of that year, and the group suspended all recording and touring activity. And with Yauch's health improving, the Beastie Boys resumed recording, and in May 2011 released the Hot Sauce Committee Part 2.
Yeah.
With the exception of one song, the track list was virtually identical to the unreleased Part 1.
Unreleased Part 1, yeah. So, yeah, they just stuck, they went back to what they were originally about.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like I said, they never changed who they were.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
And you know, despite the progress that was made with this early cancer treatments, Yauch's health deteriorated, and he passed away in 2012, unfortunately. 2 years later, Diamond confirmed that the band had dissolved after Yauch's death, and you know,
in 2012, the Beastie Boys went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah. They went on to write the Beastie Boys book in 2018. So yeah,
they did so much, man,
Yeah,
they deserved it. And actually, the two guys that inducted them into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was Chuck D and LL Cool J.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense because they're from the same era. They were on the same label, Def Jam, right? When they all first started, and these were the two guys that they were inspired by the Beastie Boys, right? And so that's amazing.
So whenever you do have time, please check out the Beastie Boys story. You'll find it really interesting. About
it was
them.
released in 2020. So,
that's right.
Check it out. It's an awesome documentary, right? And I don't think we talked enough about them.
That's true.
You know,
we just want to shed a light on
check
them,
out the Beastie Boys story. It's an awesome documentary.
Yes. One of the best rap groups ever. Doesn't matter if you're black, white. They're one of the best
green,
rap groups ever.
Mars,
yes.
Jupiter.
And these were the pioneers for rock rap. And like we said before, the bands you know today, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, and so on, they came from the original. So we thank you, Beastie Boys. We respect you. Send kudos to you, and to all of you out there.
Much love,
exactly.
right? And and keep I wish the best for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if they come together, just the two of them, and put out something like a dual.
Yeah, exactly.
Album, right? So that would be kind of cool.
Exactly. Well,
wow, that was a good.
That was a good
Beastie
one.
Boys is good, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really happy we did that.
Yeah,
right?
me too.
Okay, people.
Okay.
Guess what?
What is it, Diz?
It's that time.
It's that time
for the hit list.
Top 10 hit list.
Top 10 hit list.
Bow.
Bow.
Bye.
Ain't tryna find a job, there's plenty ways to get it. Gotta get up, get out and grind. If it's smoke in the city,
Got 50 in that drum, nigga. Move back every time I.
This is like another thing I can't explain. This is like a summer flame. And I blame it on the system. It was never set up.
I was at my worst, so you deserve my best. I treat you like a queen, cause you like you.
I do. We went up better friends and we woke up in Japan.
You was wondering, yeah, boy, I'm still that bitch. I had to block you, but you still gotta watch this shit.
Turning it up, gotta make sure she good. Perk a 2 mil in the middle of my hood.
Yo, bitch, give her back, insane, send her package.
I go so hard, they still discredit my talent. Took shit too far, now they regret it.
Okay, wow. Like we say every week, the hits just keep getting better.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And some of these guys are like just amazing.
Yeah, they are. You know,
right? And this is what builds up. Some of these songs really hype me up.
Yeah, it's true. So, I bang them on the radio. You know, if you can see me banging on the radio in Czech Republic, boom, boom. Some people are like, "What is this guy?" I said, "Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm listening to the great hits. You know, so
yeah, the greatest hits.
The greatest hits. I even play our hits sometimes. Like, what is that song? So
yeah. Anyways, in 2 weeks or in another week, right? My single hit is gonna hit, right?
Guys,
It's called Manchester.
Manchester.
Right? Manchester is about my city, where I grew up, and what it's all about. Check it out, man.
Yeah.
It is going to be good. Right? June 24th is the release date.
Wow.
Right? So,
Hey guys,
boom.
I
And
can't
then
wait to
soon
hear it
after
myself.
that, right? We got another song coming out, right?
Mhm.
With both of us.
Yeah.
Work is coming out.
Ooh,
right?
this
So
one,
Work.
this one.
Yeah.
You guys.
You gotta love Work. You know all these bands we've been talking about?
Yes, yes. You'll
You'll
be
see.
surprised.
You'll just, that's a hint. Okay?
Exactly.
That's a spoiler.
That's a spoiler.
Anyways,
Excellent.
thank you for joining
Thank you
us
so
for
much.
another episode of
In the Vibe.
Please don't forget to subscribe
That's
and ring that bell and so that they can alert you when we're on. And don't forget to follow us on
Twitter,
Instagram,
YouTube.
and also don't forget to click, okay, and follow us on
social
both
media.
of all these social medias. Follow us, okay.
Yeah.
Show us the love on those social media sites as well, right?
Yeah.
So because we really love you guys.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
oh, jeez. Right? And so anyways, we are so excited. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great week. Enjoy
Yeah.
your week. And we hope you enjoyed this episode of In the
the
Vibe.
Vibe.
Peace, love, and respect.
Respect.